football season is cause for celebration. Senior Day, a perfect way to celebrate and remember all of the accomplishments of this group of leaders. Welcome to the Big House, home of the Michigan Wolverines, as we'll see the national champions from last year, the Ohio State Buckeyes, taking on the 7th-ranked team in the land, the Michigan Wolverines. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. The Wolverines will get us started with the opening kickoff. No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. This crowd bringing an ear-splitting welcome to their visitors. Leaves it with the running back. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28. Let's talk just for a second about Ohio State. Not sure if you guys saw this, but they had a big-time 4-star running back give a verbal commitment last week. What's his transition going to be like, David?
First of all, everybody saw it. It's all over social media, right? The excitement of landing a guy of that caliber. And just, I mean, that creates excitement in the whole recruiting class in this next cycle.
Dropping back, it's Sayin. He finds a soft spot in the middle. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Guys, let's talk for a minute about Ohio State. Big moment in recruiting last week. 4-star defensive back gives a verbal commitment. David, what's his adjustment going to be like?
Obviously, the adjustment of speed is a big deal, but that's why you go get a 4-star guy like this. I mean, he's got speed. He plays so many DBs at one time. This is a position I feel like you can transition to college really well. The expectations for him are going to be high.
He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
You just got to wonder, too, guys, if the crowd didn't impact the offense. They're playing on the road on the first 3rd down of this football game. Incomplete. The idea here, I think, just punt it away and see if you can regroup, because this environment is hostile.
Handoff from the gun. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Guys, let's chat about Michigan. Boy, did they have a big pickup in recruiting. Stud in the secondary. 5-star defensive back, gives them a verbal. What a huge boost for this program, David.
This is enormous. Getting a guy in the back end, a 5-star guy like that, dude, it's plug and play, and those guys pan out at such a high level. Just, they have so much speed, the measurables there. This guy should be an impact player day one.
Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be 3rd and short. Looking to throw, it's Underwood. Oh, they're after him. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
Man, you talk all week about setting the tone, quieting this crowd. Don't let him get involved. You know how you do that? Get a sack and force a punt on the first possession of the football game. That's a heck of a start for this defense.
He'll field the punt and try to make something happen. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. He'll take a shot. And incomplete on the deep ball. There's so many great rivalries in college football, guys, but I think this one, because of the disdain and the excellence, sort of rises to the top.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there are great rivalries scattered all around this country. In-state rivalries, interconference rivalries, a great history, great pageantry. But I think what makes Ohio State versus Michigan unique is the fact that more often than not, these are two teams competing for national championships at the end of the year, and this game really does determine the national landscape.
And 19 national championships between the two teams. Late in the year, it always matters. You go back to 2006, number 1 versus number 2. So always disdain, always hate. Don't even call each other by their names. Like, this rivalry means so much to college football.
Big noise, big house, trying to rile up this Michigan defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. That's caught. It's Tate. He's tackled right at the 40-yard line. That is well short of the first down, and let's see if they go for it here. And they'll pat the kicker on the tail and tell him to go give it a shot. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. Quarterback has to have command in those situations. You cannot afford a penalty like that deep in your own territory. The Buckeyes will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And this will push the offense back as they mark it dead at the 10.
This punter is such a weapon. And because he's able to get that ball down deep in his opponent's territory, that really helps out the defense. You're now forcing the opponent to drive the field to score points.
They'll try the run. And he finds enough running room, and he's marked down at the 20.
Really good surge that time by the offensive line. You saw all those bodies by the defense being pushed backwards. That opened up the crease for the ball carrier. He's able to get a really nice gain there, setting up 2nd and inches.
Right back to the well. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. These two first squared off in 1897, and this rivalry is almost like a history of the sport itself.
So much history, so much tradition. I can go back to 2006 when they were 1 and 2 in the country. You know, like, these games really matter. The uniforms are clean. The athletes are flowing. There's tons of athletes all over the place. This is always a huge showdown.
And you think about some of the great coaches that have graced the sidelines in this rivalry. Bo Schembechler at Michigan and Woody Hayes at Ohio State. And it's amazing, in a conference full of trophy games, maybe the greatest rivalry doesn't even have one.
Scanning the field, it's Underwood. It's complete. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain. Completing a forward pass was much like solving the Rubik's Cube for Michigan a year ago, but now, Jesse, they have the nation's top recruit in Bryce Underwood, and the key is to develop him.
Yes, because he is the future for Michigan. There is no question about it. And you just saw just 2 seasons ago, when you've got a quarterback who's dynamic, who's highly recruited and developed, a guy like J.J. McCarthy, the sky's the limit for Michigan. You can win national championships.
Breaks into the open. And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down.
And this defense is figuring out early in this football game, man. They've got to be dialed in because this passing attack, it's lethal because they get it to their speedsters, and after their catch, they're really good. Got to tighten up that coverage and get those guys on the ground when they catch the football.
Well, they're trying to go toss to the field and get that running back out into space to use his speed, but the defense looked like they were already lined up expecting that play, and they force a negative one.
Hit a speed bump on that last play. Now work to do on 2nd and 15. Hand off from the shotgun. Finds a crease at the 20. Knocked down for the tackle.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if the offense was going to be able to dig themselves out of this hole, but on 2nd in California, they dial up the running play, now setting up 3rd and short.
And the Wolverines come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Might be changing the route. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. It's complete to the right. They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be 1st and goal from there. 3rd and short, and I guess the only thing they really took out of play in the shotgun was the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I like to do, Reese. I mean, 3rd and inches, I want to run the quarterback sneak, run the football, but this team fully comfortable throwing the football, and you see why. Easy pitch, easy catch, 1st down.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Trying to find the end zone. And after the stop, that is going to put a bow on this 1st quarter. Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line. They'll run the option. Now the toss. Touchdown, Wolverines! Great job by the back on the option.
And they finally lift the lid. Man, I didn't know if we were going to be 0-0 going into the half, going into the 4th quarter. The offense finally puts a drive together, breaks that seal. Excited to see now if this opens things up, calms people down, and lets them have a little more success.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Back to throw. It's Sayin. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on 1st down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
A strike downfield. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a 1st down at the 38. The Buckeye aerial attack continues to be prolific. You feel as if they're on the verge of scoring on any snap.
And it's such a good blend between such great offensive talent year after year after year that you see go to the draft, but also great.
He'll loft one deep down the left side. And he bats it away. It falls incomplete.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls against this receiver and his speed. He's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Off the RPO, complete. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's 3rd best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Makes the grab on the left. He's not going to make it. What a job defense to stop him in his tracks. The Buckeyes decide to punt it away. They'll look to pin him deep. Fair catch is signaled for and made. They'll mark it at the 12, and they'll start in a bit of a hole. Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. They'll try it over the left side. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Defense is locked in this game so far. They've been shutting this offense down. I think one of the biggest reasons why is they are not letting this running back do anything in this game. They are trying to make them one-dimensional. They're being physical close to the line of scrimmage. They've had a really good game plan. They are executing beautifully.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Listen, if I'm a QB, second down, I want to check the ball down and get a manageable third down. But when this defense is flying around like this, so fast closing out, he got to that running back, got him on the ground so fast, the running back had nowhere to go.
Makes the grab. Slips a tackle, and he's got room. He's into the open down the middle. He's at the 10. Into the end zone unimpeded. Except for that piece of laundry on the field, this might be coming back. The penalty wipes out the big play and the touchdown. It is just a punch in the gut for any offense. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Grabbed over the middle. It's McCulley. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the in route there.
Hunt is on its way. And they'll let that one go, and it'll roll out of bounds. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Nothing but punts as a result of the first 3 offensive drives, hoping this one gets a little more done. Off-play action on first down. Fires to the tight end. On the move at the 30. He's finally shoved out of bounds at the 23-yard line, and a big pickup on that one.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
They'll ride the running back and leave it with it. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
I love when you break out the hit stick. When you come and that guy gets struck and he goes backwards, that's how you bring it.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. They'll move the wide receiver. Back to throw. It's Sayin. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36.
And the defense registers their first sack, and they're bringing pressure from the second level. They're going to do a really good job in this game changing up the looks, trying to confuse this offensive line, and they did it there.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Complete on 3rd down. What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be 4th down. Looks as if they'll send out the field goal unit. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. Between the uprights, it's good. That'll bring him to within 4. So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. Coming out with it, it's Hester. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. And they can't make the connection.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Wants to go up top. Finds his tight end. Knocked down at the 26 after ripping off 10 there.
Nice catch by the big tight end. Nice job holding on to the football, getting the first down. But I tell you what, I love the physicality by the defense. I love how they're making him pay every time he catches the football. Later on, he might be less likely to want to reach his arms out there and try to catch that thing.
And he moved it slightly forward. Defense played it well.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Quarterback making adjustments. To the air, it's Underwood. Makes the catch. It's Haynes. Finally stopped at the 46 after a 15-yard gain. They've done a really good job identifying mismatches, and they find one out of the backfield there.
Reese, I really don't think it's that hard. My guy is better than yours. Find the matchup across the field. Running back's got some speed. Get it in his hands quickly. Throw it to him fast. Let him make somebody...
Oh, he's got some space. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys in the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. Unloads to the wideout. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Pass the sticks and still on his feet. That'll be enough for the first down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
Motion from the wideout. Used to play fake, now to throw. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. He wants to change this route. To the air, it's Underwood. And he just flat dropped it. I think he wanted to run before he secured it.
All right, you got to be careful here if you're the quarterback, right? Back-to-back incompletions. You've had a nice drive. You're still in field goal range, though. Think about this. You cannot take a sack. That has got to be what the play caller is reminding his quarterback about in the head.
Touchdown, Michigan! Oh, that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score.
And how big is that for this offense? Put a nice drive together, get the touchdown, add to this lead already. Everything right now, Palmer, going their way.
Yeah, that was as good a 2-minute type situation as you can have offensively. David, they've got so many weapons on this offense. They practice these situations all the time, and they put it to work here at the end of the first half.
On the move from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. He'll start this drive going to the air. Moves around to clear up the vision. Finds the tight end. Running to Green. He'll work his way up to the 24-yard line before being shoved out of bounds.
That's exactly what you're trying to get accomplished. You got to make sure on all these runs, clock running down, get out of bounds, right? Get some positive yards and then stop that clock.
And the Buckeyes with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Motion from the wide receiver. Looking downfield, and time is running short. Fires one high and deep. He's got it at the 30. Oh, there were a few steps there. He was thinking touchdown, but they finally get him down after the big pickup at the 25. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Looking to throw, it's Sayin. Using his legs to buy some time. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. Touchdown, Ohio State. Made the grab in the end zone for the score.
And that was great execution on that drive. That is exactly what you needed. You took almost all of the time, and you cut into this lead. Now you're about to go into the half, get everybody excited, use that momentum to start the second half.
And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they closed it going up top for the final few inches in the score. From inside his own 15, looking for a crevice. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Buckeyes will kick it away to crank up the second half. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Keeping it on the ground to open the second half. Turning it on! Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
Listen, I would feed this guy. Listen, I can run RPOs all I want, but I just need to know if it's a tie, give it to this guy. He'll make plays. He's got speed. He'll hit the hole. He's a physical runner, so I keep feeding this guy for sure.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Wants to throw. It's Underwood. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
And that time the defense dialed up a free safety blitz. They were able to get an extra number in the pass rush. Offensive line, running backs, they couldn't account for it. And that free safety able to get to the quarterback.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
That is the exact energy they talked about at halftime.
They snapped it to the up end. He's on the run. He's not going to get there, and they'll turn it over on downs. The fake doesn't work.
I love the aggressive nature by the head coach, trying to reach into the bag of tricks on a fake punt, but the defense was expecting it, and we've got a change of possession.
Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They reeled off a long touchdown drive the last time they had it. Much better field position this time around. The offense couldn't get the snap off in time, and it'll cost them. Red pass, it's complete. He'll go out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 31, and a big pickup on that one.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
They'll go right back to it. Breaks the tackle. Pulled down after a pickup of 4 to the 27.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
Fires to the big fella. Steps out of bounds just inside the 20. They'll mark him down at the 18.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
1st down in the red zone, and this crowd imploring its defense to stand firm. Unloads quickly. Plows through the defense. Touchdown, Buckeyes! And with that one, they jump on top here in the second half.
This receiver is dangerous because of what he can do after the catch. Once he has the football, he is so good at making defenders miss. You saw it on that play.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And the finisher, an 18-yard touchdown throw. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. Gives it the big stiff arm. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. Wants to adjust the pattern. Looking for a man. It's Underwood. Snagged in the middle. It's Marsh. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a 1st down at the 38.
And after giving up that completion, guys, I wonder if the defense is going to decide to stay in zone or maybe mix things up, a little more man coverage, maybe blitz.
Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Oh, there's the ball. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. He managed. Few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
I'll tell you, honestly, I don't know what that player could have done to hold on to that football. That defender absolutely popped him. He knocked him into next week. There was no chance he was holding on to that ball.
Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. The Wolverines can really attack on this 2nd and short. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. And he was able to shed a tackle and pick up the 1st down before they finally get him on the ground. And the Wolverines are in the hurry-up. Looking to throw on 1st down. That's caught. It's McCulley. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. And that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Got it in the middle. It's Haynes. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there.
Hey, guys, this running back's not just catching checkdowns or swing routes. You can get him vertically down the field and let him go to work, especially when you get man coverage. Take advantage.
On 3rd and short, the run and looking for the 1st down. And he needed just a single yard, and he did not get it. What a stout play by this defense. So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. They'll immediately call timeout.
Timeout, Michigan. Other scores from around the country. Slippery Rock, 28. Edinburgh.
The offense failed to convert on 4th down earlier, but that didn't change their thinking here. Might be calling a hot route. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Big tight end makes the grab. 1st down, still on his feet. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect 4th down call there. The Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Back to pass, it's Underwood. Looking to the big tight end. He's got an open man. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines. They'll try to add another to their lead.
Forget about those tight ends, right? They come up and they block most of the time, and a lot of time near the line of scrimmage, and then occasionally offenses do a great job, get creative, find a way to get a good matchup for the tight end, and he does the rest and gets in for 6.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. He lobs one high down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
And at this point in the game, you just can't say enough about how good the defense has been covering this guy. Coming into the game, they knew he was the critical factor for this offense with his skill set, but they have really been able to shut him down. They force another incompletion down the field looking his way. To me, that's one of the biggest reasons why they're winning this game.
After the incompletion, they go back up top. Makes the catch. It's Graham. And he got enough for the first down, but somebody put the hit stick upside his head. This offense is starting to believe, and as they generate yards and points, they're bringing momentum with them. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense pressuring the quarterback.
Out of the gun to give to the back. Finds his way for 3 after the 33.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Looking to pass. It's Sayin. He lost one down the sideline. And they wanted it all on third down, but now dealing with fourth down. The Buckeyes will bring the punt team onto the field. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Fair catch is made, and they'll mark it at the 19. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. From the gun, the running back has it. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
If you're the defense, you know that running back is the guy you've now got to stop. He's had a lot of touches in this game. Yes, he's made a lot of plays, but you've got a chance to win here. If you're going to do that, you need to take him away.
Catch in the middle, it's McCulley. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. In the final period with a third down play. They're going to try to throw for it on third down. Grab near the sticks. It's Haynes. Oh, better look out. There he goes. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33. This is the kind of performance, guys, that sort of etches your name in the lore of a rivalry.
And playing big in this big moment, on this big stage, it is so nice to have a playmaker like that you can highlight, that you can focus on, that you can trust in.
He was so excited coming into this game, too, because he knows that oftentimes your legacy as a player is defined by how you play in rivalry games like this.
Line getting set on second down. Back to throw, it's Underwood. That's reeled in, it's Haynes. And the Wolverines come to the line in the hurry-up. On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And a big play on the left sideline. Excellent awareness to get that foot in bounds.
I love that from this offense. 3 is good. You're in field goal range, but now we're set up with first and goal because of great third down execution by this offense. Stay aggressive. Even when you get in this part of the field, when everything shrinks and gets a little bit harder, you still want to be aggressive.
A first down run on the doorstep. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
I like the idea of going toss to the field, but you got to have better blocking by your wide receivers out there on the perimeter. They didn't get it done, and as a result, that's a negative play.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Making side adjustments here. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
You've got great field position here. You got to pay it off. Who is your go-to receiver that can make a play in this situation?
Looking for the touchdown on 3rd and goal. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Great job by the defense dialing up some pressure on 3rd down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. Never a doubt. The lead now up to 7 at 24-17.
Well, that's a huge kick right there because now the opponent has to score a touchdown here in the 4th quarter. That put so much pressure on the opponent now. Nice job by the special teams going out and executing in a big moment.
And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking downfield, it's Sayin. Under fire. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete.
There's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, he wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense's attention.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. He'll take another shot here. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. Well, the defense didn't get caught napping there. In this situation, you know they have to stay alert for the deep ball.
Yeah, so what defense am I going to call? I'm going to keep some DBs back deep. I'm going to keep my safety a little bit deeper, understanding they're down. They're going to have to attack down the field. I'm going to stick to my passing sets, my nickels, my dimes.
Decent field position to start this drive from their own 33. Makes the quick grab. Breaks into the open. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
And this offense, you can tell, just still feeling confident. Like, they have the lead. It's the 4th quarter. 1st down, that's not a running play. That's a passing play. They're really in a rhythm, feeling good about themselves.
Looking to throw, it's Underwood. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And this offensive line's got to do a little better job, man. You've got to give your quarterback time to go through his progressions, go to 1 to 2, and then maybe make a play. And he goes off of his first target, and you can tell he did not have much time getting hit as he's trying to throw the football. You've got to protect your quarterback.
He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, it's a nice job by this defense. Obviously backed up against it. Time running out. Got to get the football back. 2 good plays. Now 3rd down. I stay aggressive. Have to come after him. If they decide to throw the football, so be it. But stay aggressive. Get that football back for your offense.
Quarterback may change this route. On third down, going up top. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Hauls it in down the sideline. And he's brought down after a huge completion.
And, man, that is so frustrating for this defense. You got him where you wanted him. You backed him up on third down. You knew they were going to throw the football, but they just couldn't stop him. They give up the first down, and time is running out. This defense is going to have to get aggressive.
Wide receiver going in motion. Smart move to keep it on the ground. And he was greeted by a host of defenders and barely gets it back to the line of scrimmage.
And after that negative play on offense with the lead late in the game, I think there's still ways that you can be creative and run the football, but not be so obvious. So zone read type plays, fake dives and pitches to the running back to get him outside, jet sweeps. You can find other ways to keep the clock moving, even though the defense knows you're going to run it.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you could tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
Spits it out to the back. Catch in the middle. It's Haynes. Touchdown, Michigan! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a 2-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, but getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First play of the drive comes from the 22. They want to run it left here. Very little running room, if any, and he just hasn't had anywhere to go in this one.
And it's another tackle for loss for this defense. I'll tell you, they came into this game knowing they had to shut this guy down. He's one of the best in the nation, and they've given him the ball a bunch. He's just had nowhere to run, and I don't think anybody expected him to struggle as much as he had so far in this game.
Back to pass, it's Sayin. He's going to throw deep right side. Intercepted, big play, stops the drive. Well, they didn't let him get loose for a big return, but he still made the big play, and they'll take over at the 17. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive, because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they have this game in hand right now, but we'll see just how aggressive they want to be on offense. They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. They'll run it from the gun. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
This is a big pressure moment for the offense, too, because they've got the lead, but it's now 3rd down on their own side of the field. They would love nothing more than to be able to convert this, stay on the field, keep bleeding the clock, but the defense, I'd expect them to bring pressure here, trying to force the ball out of the QB's hands quickly.
Yeah, it's make or break time for this defense now. They got to get a stop, and if that's bringing more bodies in, bringing more beef in, they're running the football right up the gut, right at you. They're not going to throw the football in this situation. Time to be more physical and get this big stop.
Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Line gets set, first down. From the gun, they'll try the middle. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
This is an area of the game. On offense, you've got to be able to run the football well. You've got the lead in the fourth quarter, and obviously you're in your own end here, but you want to bleed the clock. You want to stay on the field and keep getting first down, so you have to be able to run it.
They cross out all of the M's on campus. They call them the school up north. But this year, Ohio State will have to call Michigan the victors in the game as they plant their flag in this rivalry for another year. That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.